Ethan Klein meltdown backfires after attacking Jesus. Did you guys see this clip? This was posted by Tyler Hansen, the conservative kind of like field reporter type guy. And he tweeted out, Ethan Klein says he's planning a mock execution of Jesus Christ for Christmas. Give me the hammer and the spike. I'll put his ass up there. I'm doing it again. Even Hassan seems to be uncomfortable. This isn't the only person who shared this. I saw a lot of people sharing it, and a lot of people who were very angry at this, saying that this was satanic, that this was extremely bigoted towards Christians. Like a lot of like genuine anger directed at Ethan for this clip. So I wanted to watch the clip with you guys.
You could sit in your parents' bed.
So to be clear, let me give you context for this clip. This is like, again, this is after all this like swarm of anti-Semitism that's like come out recently with the Kanye interview with him denying the Holocaust and a lot of that stuff. And like, this is his response to that. This seems to be a joke he's doing at the expense of the people who are like, the Jews killed Jesus. And this is Ethan Klein's response to that.
Doing my part. So you could sit in your parents' basement and cry about it.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again. Give me the spear.
Uh-oh.
I'll do it again.
You're going to piss off the weird, hysterical nerds, dude.
Good. If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd swear him.
No, he's not going to. That'd be funny if he got banned.
No, I'm not going to get in trouble for that.
That's an insane thing. No shot.
Oh. Give me the hammer and the spikes.
Well,
I'm putting it up there.
If someone could do it, it's Ethan. He'll find a way.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
I liked it the first time, and I'll do it again, Nick. I'm getting on a call with all my Jewish brothers and sisters.
There's 30 minutes left. I really want to make Dan proud. Let's.
You know what I'm planning this Christmas?
No.
A mock execution
No.
of Jesus Christ.
No.
Dedicated to Nick Fuentes. Doing my part.
Okay, so that's the clip.
So you could sit in your parents.
So I'll be honest, when I first watched this, it got a giggle out of me. And I don't know if it got a giggle out of me because it's genuinely funny, or because it shocked me, or it's because I like that kind of Norm Macdonald type of like, I kind of took a left turn there. Wasn't expecting that type of, I don't know why exactly. Oh, my camera cut out again. Why exactly I giggled, but I did giggle, and I gotta give Ethan credit for that, because Ethan, I don't think actually has ever made me laugh. I know even like old Ethan, I know a lot of people like, oh, I miss old Ethan. I miss old Ethan Klein when he was doing like Vape Nation. Like that never even made me laugh, right? That never even made me laugh. This is the first time Ethan actually got anything close to a laugh to me. And I think it was just because like the idea of like somebody be like, you killed Jesus Christ. And like Ethan responds, and that's Jew on Jew violence, my man. That's yeah, give me the spike. Like just the over the top, like I've never seen like a Jewish person respond to the accusation of the Jews killed Jesus in such like a, okay, sure, bring him back. I'll do it again. He better not get resurrected while I'm alive. He better not come back to earth and bring the end times while I'm here, because I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop all that with a spear. Like, I found that funny, because not only have I never seen that reaction before from a Jewish person, it took me completely by surprise. And I think that was the point of it. Just to be like, okay, sure, I killed you. And that was the joke, right? To me, the joke here is that Ethan is responding to the anti-Semites who are like, the Jews killed Jesus, who again was a Jew, by the way. The Jews killed Jesus, and they used that to justify their anti-Semitism. He's responding to that, jokingly saying, okay, yeah, I killed him. That's the joke. That seems to be the joke to me. Other people seem to have interpreted the joke here as, I hate Christians. I hate Jesus. Jesus is bad, and I am bigoted towards Christians. Which that's not how I interpret the joke. And the thing is, the people who like interpreting the joke in that way are also the same people who twist themselves in pretzels to defend Dave Chappelle's jokes, who twist themselves in pretzels to defend other people's like offensive jokes said by, you know, any number of offensive comedians, whether it's Count Dankula's like Nazi pug salute, or it's like, you know, what's that one British comedian who has made like offensive jokes about the Roma community. I don't know, a lot of offensive British comedians. It doesn't really matter. But like all these people will like twist themselves backwards to justify these things, or like do triple, quadruple flips trying to like justify why Donald Trump saying like, hey man, I want a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Trying to find some way to say that isn't a Muslim ban. I'm kind of preaching now. I'm kind of moving off of the comedy thing, sticking on the comedy thing. Like, I see all the people who will fight tooth and nail to make sure that the jokes told by their most offensive comedians and like Steven Crowder and right-wing radio hosts have the most context and have the most fair and charitable interpretation, taking this and just being like, proof of Christian persecution in the modern era, anti-Christian bigotry. When like at the end of it, he says it's dedicated to Nick Fuentes, and he's playing off of a typical and popular, sadly popular Jewish stereotype and idea about them like killing Jesus. So that's how I took the joke, and that's why I giggled at the joke, because it kind of came out of left field, and I thought I understood where he's coming from. But other people seem to not be as giggly at the mention of this joke. The Quartering released a video titled "Ethan Klein Meltdown backfires after attacking Jesus." H3 podcast fan Hassan, yada yada yada. The 15-minute video, and if you look at this thumbnail, it just says Ethan Klein attacks in big red text Jesus, and then it has a picture of Ethan Klein with a spike covered in assumedly Jesus Christ of Nazareth's blood, who is over the shoulder of Ethan Klein. I'm putting his blank up there is the thumbnail. So very passionate thumbnail making. Hey, I respect the hustle. I know the thumbnail game. I've tried to make less in your face, like grabby, like kind of clickbaitish thumbnails before. I mean, so I understand. It's not clickbait because everything he said here is technically true. I don't know if he attacked Jesus, but it's like technically true. So let's see what he has to say. Is he upset about it? What does he have to say about Jesus Christ of Nazareth? Let's see what he had to say. I was just too curious to not watch the video.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm planning this Christmas?
No.
A mock execution of Jesus Christ.
No.
If ye from your hearts forgive not every one his brother that trespasses.
If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd swear him.
No, he's not gonna. That'd be funny if he got banned.
No, I'm not gonna get in
That's
trouble for
an
that.
insane thing. No shot.
Give me the hammer and the spike. I'm putting it up there. Someone should bomb that building. And bombing Vatican City.
Spoko.
Dude, he went all out. He went all out to portray, to really all in on Ethan Klein, the Jew killing Jesus. Like he really went all in on this, huh? He really spent time like painstakingly making sure Ethan Klein's face is correctly positioned on the characters.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again.
We'll do it live.
Give me the spear. I'll do it again.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Uh-oh.
I'll do it again.
it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I liked it the first time and I'll do it again, Nick.
Do it live.
Fucking thing sucks.
Yikes. Some interesting commentary to make here. Look, I'm sure it's a joke. I don't want him banned off of YouTube for this. So let's just get that all out of the way.
Yeah,
What
it's a
I
joke.
find
It's very obviously a joke. Yes.
Interesting, though, is the self-destructive behavior. It's really baffling. It's really interesting to watch. It's almost like the stuff with Ye, isn't it?
Oh my God. No, it's not. Ethan Klein leaning into the idea that the Jews killed Jesus as a Jewish person in response to anti-Semitism is not like Kanye West denying the Holocaust for real on Alex Jones's show, or saying, and he just said this on the Gavin McInnes show in an interview he did there, that he treats Jews differently than he treats everyone else. When he meets a new Jewish person, he doesn't meet a new person, a blank slate. He meets a Jew, and he judges them based off being a Jew. Like, he is like openly like, I will treat you differently if you're a Jew. Like, it's the most clearly like statement of like, I am anti-Semitic. I deny the Holocaust. I like Hitler. I support Hitler. Hitler's cool. Hitler's based. Hitler's great. I love him. This is not out of context. This is not out of context. Whatever. I support Hitler. Hitler is good. That's what he was saying. And then going on to like deny the Holocaust and do other things. That is not comparable. Not comparable at all to what Klein did. It just isn't. Because he was responding to that by leaning into the stereotype. It'd be like if somebody went to me and was like I responded to rising homophobia by me saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna make all the kids gay. I'm gonna use my big gay ray gun. I'm gonna go across America, go and all your kids are gay and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna bomb the gay into Moscow. And you're like, wow, oh my God, Dylan, that's pretty yikers. Like, come on, dog. Like, if I said that after like the Club Q shooting and all this other stuff and all these other instances of homophobia, and that's my response to it, is trying to joke about it, lean into it, like, is that the thing you're really upset about? Like, come on. Come on. I think like the intent of the joke is pretty clear here. I don't think this was like some open and abashed, just anti-Christian bigotry. It was him leaning into it. He even started playing like the stereotypical Jewish music in the background when he was making the joke. Like, I think the intention of it is clear. Like, oh, yikers, man. And like the thing that gets me is like the Quartering is one of those guys who like loves offensive comedy. And I know he'll like go out and be like, I can defend Dave Chappelle's joke here. I can defend this person's joke here. And he'll go out and he'll defend offensive comedy. But now it's against like Jesus. It's like offensive now. Like, whatever. Like, too much? Like, this was the red line?
Like, Ethan opens his mouth and just says something heinous. I guess to get into the news?
Heinous!
I don't think this is the kind of news that he wants. You know, I don't actually think this is helping his cause.
Let's say it is just for him to get attention. Then you're giving him the attention. You're giving him the attention based off of him saying a joke, because you want to know what the outrage train is? This is the outrage train. Ethan Klein said an offensive joke based upon him leaning into Jewish stereotypes as a Jew. That's the scandal. If he gets attention and that's the worst label that could really be realistically applied to him, then like that's a W on Ethan Klein's part, and you're taking his bait. If that's the bait, it worked. It worked. His video has like 150,000 views. It's being shared by right-wing talk shows on Twitter. Like, it worked. Ethan snatched your pockets. Like, I don't know what to say here.
I don't think that this is helping grow his channel. And it's really kind of disturbing. You know, I really hope that, at some point he will find some happiness in life. I mean, his channel continues to shrink. But he has pretty good views. I'm not going to pretend like he doesn't have 25 million views on his channel, okay?
I mean, like, he's bigger than Quartering, way bigger than me. I mean, like, dude, if I could get 20 mil, if I could get the views that he gets, like, I'd be, like, it would be insane for me. Like, unbelievably successful content creator. Like, everybody has their peaks, right? Not everybody can stay at the peak forever. Like, even the best musicians in the world, like Michael Jackson, or, like, the best comedians in the world, like Norm Macdonald, like, they had their peaks on SNL and on certain shows, and then they had their times when they weren't as, like, top, but they were still making good dough, you know? Like, for me, I hope Hippy Dippy isn't my end-all peak, but Hippy Dippy was, like, probably at least my peak as of right now. I've only been content creating for, like, 3 years. I'm 21, I'm a young guy, got a lot of opportunities ahead of me, got a lot of things to do, but, you know, he's still going, he's still grinding.
Yeah, that's a lot. But he hasn't gained a subscriber in almost a year. Minus 10,000, 0, 20, 30,000, 40,000, 50, 60, 0, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50.
He do be bleeding.
He's lost 160,000 subscribers consecutively. He's still got his loyal fans, but what I think it's interesting is this rant and the reaction to it. Like, I've said this many times before, I'm not like a super, Christian kind of guy, but I understand how many of my audience are, and I respect them. I respect really all religious beliefs, and it just seems so weird to kind of toss this kind of stuff out there.
Oh my God.
It's unfortunate that,
dude, what? I'm sorry. When did these people become such babies, right? Like, this is fucking baby behavior. Like, look, Now, somebody could maybe try to make the argument to me, like, Dylan, would you feel the same way if this was a joke about Muhammad? Probably, if it was funny. Yeah. if it was funny and it wasn't meant out of hatred and spite, then yes. Because I don't think Ethan's joke was made out of hatred and spite. It was meant out of him leaning into the joke. If his joke was like, these dirty fucking Christians, if that was like his joke, right? And it wasn't in response to like rising anti-Semitism. It was like, just like him just going out there and be like, I hate Christians. Fuck them. Dirty, all of them. Arr! Like if that was what he was doing, then it'd be like, okay, yeah, that just seems hate-filled. He shouldn't have said that. What the fuck? But I don't think that's what this was. He even says at the end, it's dedicated to Nick Fuentes. He's like pointing in the direction that like of where the joke was directed at. So I would even be fine with this if it was a joke about Muhammad, and as long as it wasn't like a joke made out of hatred for Muslims or anything like that, but it was a funny joke and it was in a similar style, then yeah, I probably wouldn't care. I don't understand why all of a sudden all these free speech warriors, all these people who like, again, double, triple, quadruple backflips to defend every offensive joke made by their favorite content creators, are now that Ethan Klein made, honestly, the first time he's ever made me kind of slightly at least giggle. Now all of a sudden, everybody's super, super pissed, and oh my God, the poor, disenfranchised Christian.
That maybe this is how he feels he can get content or relevance or news or whatever.
It was a minute. The joke was a minute. Okay. And the thing is, when you're a live streamer and when you host podcasts and when you do these like long form things, you're talking for so long. You're gonna, let's even say it's a miss, right? You got your hits and you got your misses. Then this was at worst a miss. Okay. At worst a miss. I don't think it was like, he's gonna make this joke to like, you know, carry, like you can like try to assume that he was like making this joke to get attention or like making this joke to change the trajectory of his career forever. But like, I don't know. I think that's a reach.
Well, we're going to get into this clip and break it down after a quick word from this important video sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to the...
Okay. Come on. I don't care about your sponsorship. Let's get back to it. I want to hear the real outrage.
Save money. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new...
Oh my God, it's still going. Okay, can we get to it? I want to see the Quartering's real outrage from Ethan. I want to see it. Where's the anger?
Computer and laptop I recommend to my friends and family, and they stood by this channel through thick and thin. So when you're ready, make sure you get a promo code. I want to show the clip and then some of the reaction to it. It's tough because the clip, I'm not going to watch his show. It seems like it's just so sad and it makes people really angry. So there may be something that have been leading up to this, but this was tweeted out by Quarter Black Garrett.
Doing my part. So you could say...
This is from a show he does with internet himbo Hassan Piker. When Hassan's not walking around playing other people's content while he's not even in his chair and collecting tons of money from kids on Twitch, he does a show here with Ethan. Occasionally, it doesn't even seem like it's that often. Maybe it's every other week or whatever. I couldn't care less what either of these people have to say about politics. That's really not interesting to me.
Sit in your parents' basement and cry about it.
Shout out to whoever put this up. And,
oh my God!
And bleeped out the curse words.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again. Give me the spear.
Uh-oh.
I'll do it again.
You're gonna piss off the weird hysterical nerds.
I can't take my eyes off the Quartering's face, man.
Dude.
Good. If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd swear him.
Even Hassan appears to be uncomfortable, which is saying a lot.
Well, yeah, it says that Hassan's less funny than Ethan. I'm sorry, I can't believe I'm saying this, but that just means Ethan Klein is funnier and is willing to risk more for the thing of comedy. That's what all that says. Is that Hassan is not as funny as Ethan, and he's not willing to take as many risks. Okay. You know, the new winner of the News Streaming Awards, okay? He doesn't vibe in the same comedy. Look, if you took like Jeff Dunham and made him do an act with like Norm Macdonald, like their comedic routines are not going to mix. I think it might be something like that.
Now again, this doesn't offend me. It's just
it kind of feels like it does. It kind of feels like it does.
Sad. It's just like the sad attempt for what do you think the word for it is? Like He's trying to be edgy.
Okay.
I guess at 40 years old.
What do you mean he's trying to be edgy at 40 years old? Okay, like it's a joke. He made an edgy joke. You're allowed to make an edgy joke at any age. Okay? If it's a bad edgy joke, just say it was a bad joke and that's the story, right? That's the story. It's a bad joke. And like worst case scenario, it's a bad joke. At the worst case scenario, it's a bad edgy joke.
He's trying to be edgy, so like he says weird, heinous things, but you know, a lot of people are religious, and a lot of people see, you know, Jesus as their Lord and Savior. A lot of friends of mine do, and I respect that 1,000%. And they didn't like this. The response to it from Christians hasn't been awesome.
And okay,
No, he's not gonna. That'd be funny if he got banned.
No, I'm
for
not gonna
that.
get in
That's
trouble
an
for that.
insane thing. No shot. Oh.
Give me that.
Oh, well, again, I want to be very clear. I don't want to ban either. I want the content to react to. I want to be able to critique it. You know, I think, you know, Ethan is, you know, we've all said some heinous things. It's just, man, he's on a bender of saying heinous things.
The hammer and the spikes.
Well,
I'm putting it up there.
If someone could do it, it's Ethan. He'll find a way.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
I liked it the first time, and I'll do it again.
dude,
Nick.
what really gets me, what really made me chuckle was the Jewish stereotypical music just starting in the background. That's when Ethan got me on this, unironically.
He's talking about the crucifixion.
I'm getting on a call with all of my Jewish brothers and sisters.
There's 30 minutes left. I really want to make Dan proud. Let's.
You know what I'm planning this Christmas?
No.
A mock execution
No.
of Jesus Christ.
No.
It's like he can't. First of all, it happened on Easter. Even like the most
Dude, I'm okay. Yes. That's the problem. Okay.
like third grade level education
true, though. It
around
was Easter.
Christianity
It
knows
was
what
Easter.
Easter is. So Christmas would not exactly be the right day. I suppose if you wanted to do that around your home on Christmas, I guess you don't celebrate Christmas, you celebrate Hanukkah. So yes, okay, you can recreate the crucifixion on Christmas, Ethan, I suppose.
30 minutes left. I really want to make Dan proud. Let's.
You know what I'm planning this Christmas?
It's like he knows there's blood in the water. He knows that he's saying something insane, but he has to like double and triple and quadruple down, which I guess, you know, it doesn't offend me. He's clearly saying this for comedic.
It feels like it does, though. It feels like it does. It's like, or you're offended on behalf of other people. You're offended on behalf of the Christians. Like, is there like even an attempt here being made to like understand where the joke was coming from? Was the joke just Christians are evil and we need to kill Jesus? Like, was that the joke, or was he leaning into something here? Like when he starts playing the Jewish music and everything. Like there seems to be something he's leaning in here to here. Does the quartering even understand the joke?
Purposes, but a lot of Christians don't think it's very funny.
Okay, I don't like. Okay, there's a lot of people who think a lot of jokes aren't funny. Okay, like I mean, there's a lot of people who are upset about certain jokes made about Muhammad and like the Charlie Hebdo series. That, you know, and there was a lot of outrage around that. But that doesn't mean that, like, you know, we need to like give like those people like, oh, okay, everybody, maybe we need to talk about like, fuck. I just don't understand why there's so much hatred towards this. There's so much outrage toward this outside of just like, you're not allowed to make fun of our God. Like, do I think the quartering would step up and be like, if Ethan Klein did the same segment about Muhammad, I have a weird feeling the quartering would come out, maybe made like a weird offensive joke about Muhammad and Aisha, right? Like, oh, Muhammad, he's like doing some weird things with little girls. Ooh, but he's the prophet. Like, if he did some weird jokes like that, I have a weird feeling the quartering might change his tune on like exactly what the response to this would be. Maybe I can't say, but I have a hunch that a lot of the reaction we'd be getting right now would be totally different. It feels like is quartering gonna like say what he thinks the joke is here, or is his joke just like, wow, it's just edgy? Or maybe, wait, let me ask chat. Am I thinking too much into it by saying that I think this is Ethan Klein trying to lean into a stereotype in reaction to escalating anti-Semitism in the United States? which is clearly indicated by the Jewish music starting to be played and him citing Nick Fuentes during the end of his leaning into of the idea that the Jews killed Jesus. I think that's a very fair read. And I like, if we give him that fair read, it's kind of hard to really stay outraged at this.
And I think it's very fair to point out that if he had said this about any other religious leader, it might be very different.
Yeah, it would probably be different in the way that I think this guy would probably not be as like, hey, this is just him being edgy and terrible. It would probably be like, wow, Ethan Klein's going after Muhammad. You know, he's taking some risks here for comedy. Maybe, like,
Mock execution of Jesus Christ. Dedicated to Nick Fuentes.
So, interesting reaction. Uncomfortable laughs. A lot of the comments, the older he gets, the sadder it is. Absolutely not. It looks like Discount Cenk Uygur here is recognizing his growing irrelevance. So he's going to try to think of the most generically edgy things to say. I mean, it really is sad. The channel is just hemorrhaging subscribers. Now, that's going to happen when you have like millions of subs, right? And eventually there's going to be a point where you're losing more than you're gaining. You're probably still bringing in new audience, but you're just like, that'll happen to this channel too. There'll absolutely be a point.
That's the thing. I will never, ever, ever, at least moving forward, go after people for like losing subs or like their channel like spiraling or anything like that. I won't do it outside of like some wild circumstances where they made some crazy post about like, I now endorse the Holocaust or some weird shit. And the reason why is what he's saying here is true. That inevitably the last YouTube video will be posted. Or inevitably your videos will just start to get less and less views as people change interests, as people no longer care, as people care about other issues and then talk about other issues. It's just a natural process. One day, Destiny will start hemorrhaging subs. Same with Vosh. Same with many other content creators. And same with me. Same with me as well. It just is, it's the natural evolution. And then people move on with their lives. It might even be after I'm dead or after they're dead, or maybe not, who knows? But that will eventually happen. So in an attempt to not want people to do that to me, I try not generally to do that to other people. It's the same reason why I'm not going to be like, I'm bigger than you. Because I think, number one, I think it's cringe to do that. But two, the tables can turn very quickly on you. It's not like a, for me, I playing the long game, I think is the strat. But like, you don't want to be able to give people ammunition to use against you later.
Where I'm not gaining subscribers anymore, but I'll still have good viewership. And that's where his channel is. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, let that be a wonderful reminder. That'd be absolutely great. I would really appreciate it. I know you might have to create an account or whatever,
wow.
But it would be greatly appreciated. You see Tyler Henson writing, Ethan Klein saying that he's planning this mock whatever for Christmas. Give me the hammer and spike. I'll put him up there. Even Hassan seems uncomfortable. Lauren Chen, who's also Christian. Ethan Klein is the type of person who would call a slight breeze anti-Semitic if it knocked over the tub of Cool Whip he was nursing. And yet, this is the way he talks about another religion.
Again, another person who is a person who would defend offensive comedy to the ends of the earth, especially Lauren Chen. If somebody came out there and did like a speech about the blacks or something and like did some big comedy skit about that, she would go out there saying like, look, what happened to comedy, da, da, da. But when Ethan Klein does it about another religion, it's because they don't like Ethan Klein and that he's making jokes partially the thing is the joke is at the expense of anti-Semites, I think, at the largest extent. But because Jesus is the tool used to deliver the joke, because he's leaning into the idea that the Jews killed Jesus, the outrage must ensue, and we must now not defend this joke. This joke's too far.
I think that's a fair criticism. Vatican Dublin.
Look, again, if this joke was, the joke is we hate Christians, then I understand. I understand the outrage. I would understand it, right? But that's not the joke.
I don't know who this is, but he's a here's Jewish podcaster Ethan Klein screaming for his Jewish brothers to, spear him again. He liked it the first time, and he's planning to do this again. He's also previously called for the Vatican to get erased off the planet.
The Vatican comments, I cannot defend that. You should be very careful about joking about stuff like that. Yeah, this is less defensible, 100%. I forget what this was even in response to when Ethan Klein did this. This is less defensible.
To remove the Vatican from the planet. Again, I don't think there's anything that's in particularly off limits for comedy. I don't think that this is funny, but that doesn't mean it's not a joke. I do think it's really more sad than anything. I feel bad for Hassan. Hassan's star is still rising a little bit. Certainly, he'll have a nice prominence boost during the presidential election in 2024. I'm not sure that he'd want to continue to sit next to Ethan Klein. This is a bad look. On top of, getting banned off Twitter. I mean, this has been some downfall. If you actually think about it, like Ethan Klein and is following the same arc as Ye, but not as crazy. Right? Got himself banned off Twitter on purpose. Got his wife banned off Twitter. I'm sure she's not happy about that. Got, several YouTube vacations. Said some heinous things about Ben Shapiro. Again, was it a joke when he said that if there's another big H, that he hopes it happens to Ben Shapiro first? Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, it is a joke. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, it is a joke. It's an offensive joke. I don't think that's a joke I would make, especially since I'm not fucking Jewish, but it's a joke. Yeah, it is a joke. There's a lot of people, in particular Jewish people, that don't think that's very funny. But is it a joke? Probably not a good one.
What do you mean, probably? Wait, you think this? What do you mean? Do you think he actually wants Ben Shapiro to be gassed in a hypothetical second Holocaust? Like he wants that when he said, "Look, I'd have to go back and watch the context of the joke, but I think it's pretty obvious. Like he's like, well, if all of us Jews are going down, can it at least be Ben first? Like that seems to be the joke, right? You could say it's unfunny." Or it's bad. You can say all these things, but it's a joke. What do you mean? Probably, it is a joke. Don't put a question mark on that.
But is it a joke? Probably not a good one. But this time he goes after Christians, and people aren't very happy. And I think that, I understand where you have Melanie Mack here, who's a Christian, saying if he thinks it's going to hurt anyone but himself, he's going to be in for a rude awakening.
What do you mean? It was like, what do you mean? Oh, if he thinks it's going to hurt anyone but himself, who was it meant to hurt? If it was meant to hurt anyone, it was Nick Fuentes and anti-Semites. I think they're missing the whole point of the joke.
Melanie is very open about her faith, and she didn't care for this. She writes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If he thinks mocking Jesus is going to hurt anyone but himself, he's in for a rude awakening. Wouldn't want to be you, bro. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, mock Jesus. It's not off limits, but...
Look, okay, it is true. This could backfire. When Jesus comes back, if he gets the jump on Ethan, then Ethan's doomed, man. He's Jesus. But if he doesn't get the jump on Ethan and he's got that spear... I don't know. I guess it's gonna be a tough game for him.
You probably
we'll see how Ethan fares. We'll see how he goes in the first round.
Have some Christian.
Look, okay, this is how we settle this. Okay, I have a proposal. Jesus, Ethan Klein, cage match, WrestleMania main event, headliner. Whoever wins is the next true son of God. That's how we do it. Oh, and if Jesus wins, Jesus should get some leverage. What's something that Jesus gets if he wins? He gets the rights to Teddy Fresh, Ethan's wife's or his company. I forget the fashion company they have.
Christian viewers, I would imagine. She writes, they tell on themselves when they say they hate God. It proves they know He is real.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a.
Wait, what? Wait, how does Ethan Klein joking about the crucifixion prove that God is whatever?
Very super religious person, and I'm not personally offended by this. I'm more interested in the downfall. There's a point here where viewership was up for him in November, but it was, pretty low for the rest of the year. So maybe these wild outbursts are helping the channel. It's possible.
Low relative to what? Relative to like May of 21? I mean, yeah. But like also, like, I'm gonna be for real. Channels have like ebbs and flows and lows and highs and middle grounds and like middling middles. And the middling middles are much more populous than usually the highs or even the low lows. I mean, I'm gonna be for real. Like I don't know like if this exactly means he's collapsing. I think like the sub growth thing is probably like the most dangerous thing for him, is that the sub growth seems to be stagnant and or negative.
Possible. He had an all-time low in January. Maybe he took some time off, I think. But like, the channel is not appealing. The best month he's had since last July was gaining 0 subs. That's probably got more to do with it. He's probably bored. He probably doesn't want to do this job anymore. I gotta guess he's lost his passion for it, so he's just willing to say just absolutely insane things.
A lot of assumptions.
And he probably doesn't care about getting banned. But he does have many employees that, hope to probably continue to get paid for some amount of time. So it's certainly been interesting. Make sure you check out Meta PCs.
Okay, Meta PCs. That's enough of the quartering. I think you don't need to like the joke, but suggesting that any of this isn't a joke is silly. Suggesting that this is meant as a directed hatred towards Christians, and this is Ethan showing his true colors against God, I think that's ridiculous. I think he was trying to lean in to a what is usually seen as like a Jewish stereotype about killing Jesus. He was like just leaning into it. He was just leaning into it. I don't know what else to say. He was leaning into a joke.